Got me a new toy today. I got me an SNS kettle, and we're gonna break it in using a big old Wagyu Tomahawk. I'm gonna show you how we reverse sear it. Guys, you're not gonna wanna miss this one. Now, total transparency, SNS Grills sent me this. I have been an affiliate for them for a long time, but this isn't a paid endorsement or anything like that. I'm just thankful they sent it out. I can't wait to use it. I've had competing kettle companies' kettles for years, and I've used the SNS insert, the slow and sear insert in there for just as long, okay? And I love having my slow and sear in there. It makes things a lot easier while you're cooking up them big cooks. So I'm excited to actually have the slow and sear kettle, the SNS kettle, right, with the slow and sear insert in there. And I'll go through all the components of it. So what we did already was we had to put this slow and sear together. And being that I have 4 sons, one of them drew the short straw and was able to put it together for me. And I'll show you a little bit of the footage of me talking to him over this. So how do you like building your first grill?
Please some help.
All right, SNS grill is built. Good job, Grady. Thank you. Checks in the mail. It was not painful. It was just your first grill. Good job. So, of course, Grady had a great time putting this thing together. I don't think he'll be volunteering for any more grill builds anytime soon. So we got the grill out back here. I'm gonna go over all the components of it real quick. Go ahead and put our accessories in. We got our dripping griddle pan right there, and optional roasting rack that goes in. Honestly, I'll probably take that out for the cook that we're gonna do today, but we'll worry about that later. Got our slow and sear insert. Got the water trough and our easy spin grill grate. So along with all the goodies on the inside, we have our fold up shelf here. Very handy to have on the kettle. Underneath it's very sturdy. We got 4 legs instead of 3. We have a little wire shelf on the bottom there. As far as clearing the ash goes, just lifting up on this. Dropping out the ash pan, dump the ash, get it back in, and then the ash pan just sits back in them grooves. For the lid, we have a little lid holder on the sides. You control the smoke flow with this little lever right here. And then that lever controls also the cleanup, knocking the ash out. Next thing we gotta do is get some fire going in that thing. I wanna do a little burn off in there. Once that's done, we'll throw that tomahawk steak on. Now the tomahawk is a big old 4-pound tomahawk ribeye steak from Snake River Farms. I did a little dry brine on it with some kosher salt, put it in the fridge for about 3 or 4 hours. Okay, usually I like to let it go overnight, but best laid plans sometimes go to waste, so it is what it is. Got it seasoned up with some Uncle Steve's Lucky Shake. It's a big old steak, so make sure you get it nice and covered with that seasoning. Now it's resting in there. We're gonna throw our Temp Spike Bluetooth wireless thermometer in there, and I'll put a link down below if you want to grab yourself one. And we're gonna go ahead and get the Tomahawk on that SNS kettle. All right, we're gonna bring it up to temperature real slow indirectly, and then once it comes up to that 125-ish on the internal, we're gonna go ahead and fire up them coals, open up all the vents, let that oxygen hit the fire, and then we're gonna sear the heck out of the steak on both sides. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be amazing, you're gonna love it. Hope you've got me so far. Kind of had to go over a few things. That's all right. Guys, if you wanna get one of these kettles, I'll have a link down below, affiliate link. Doesn't cost you more to use, but it helps out your boy, right? And I'll be using this every once in a while on this main channel here, but if you wanna see me use it a little bit more, check out my barbecue channel, and I'll put a link for that right there. CJ's Q. We're doing a lot of good stuff over there too. Okay? All right, guys. Over talked it a bit, but let's get started. All right, we got some charcoal briquettes going in right now. Gonna put a few of them to the side. Add a handful into the little chimney so we get those fired up. We're gonna dump in our lit coals over here. Let them slowly burn, and that'll give us time for the steak to come up to temperature. All right, we got our little haystack. Get that fired up. Keep those on. come back when those are lit. All right, y'all. Charcoal is heated up nice. Get those in there. Go ahead and get our dripping griddle pan in there. Catch all that beef rendering. Put our easy spin grate on. Right. As you can see, there's an opening on the grill grate right here, so it gives us access to the coals where we could add wood or more charcoal if needed. I'm gonna let this burn for a little bit, get it nice and hot in there, and then we'll add our steak after the little burn offs happen. Maybe add a little block of wood. What do you say? Coals in, they're gonna fire it up. I'm gonna let this slow and sear catch a lot of heat for a little bit, okay? You know, burn off any of that factory stuff. We're gonna let it go about a half hour or so. Once we get to that point, we'll throw the steak on, close up the grates a little bit so it brings down that temp, and then we'll bring up the temp slowly but surely on that steak, and then, you know, give it that good sear like we talked about, okay? For you, it's gonna be like this. For me, it's gonna be a little bit longer. And I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty dark out here, so the lighting is gonna be a little whatever, but we'll do our best with what we got, okay? But I wanted to cook this for dinner tonight, so that's the timing we're using, all right? So you could bear with the darker lighting in there, right? All right, cool. Appreciate you. All right, come on back. All right, y'all, we've let it do a little burn off thing. Let's go ahead and open up this little grate real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in one little wood chunk. Hey, easy, easy. All right. Shut that down rather angrily. Get our tomahawk on this way. We got the fat cap towards the fire. When that internal hits 80 to 90 degrees, we'll go ahead and give it a flip, let it finish up to 125. And like I said, we'll fire up them coals. Come on back. All right, y'all, it's gotten a bit darker out here. It is time to flip the steak. It's over 80 degrees. So I'm just gonna flip this over. Give it another 40 degrees to come up. And then we'll start searing it off with those. All right, guys, as you can see, it's nighttime. It's the right time. Our steak is temping out at 120. Got a little light out here so y'all can see me. Let's go ahead and get the steak seared off. So what we're gonna do is open up the lid and then kind of stoke those coals a little bit, get some oxygen on them, start getting that fire going, and then we'll start searing up that steak. All right. Hopefully we get that good slow-mo action with the flipping the steak and the flames going and the, you know, all our artistic-y stuff. All right, let's get this thing fired up. Yeah, we lifted up the grill grate here. We got these coals moved around. You can see the fire, the flames going, sparks flying. Okay, let it go for a hot second, and then we'll start searing it up. All right, guys, let's get this thing going. Whew, that's fire. Might be a little too much fire, guys. We're doing about a minute each side. Get that good sear, that good char on there. Flames are going too high, spin it off. Steak is looking righteous. Let's go ahead and get it off and let it rest. In the house, we've let this steak rest for about 10 minutes. Now it's time to slice into it. So why don't you guys come down? You know, it was a little too dark to do this outside. So come on down here to the counter. Let's chop into this thing. What do you say? It smells so good, looking good. Bet it tastes good too. Y'all, we got our steak, we got our knife. Let's take the bone off the steak. Whew. Guys, it's smelling too good. We're gonna take off this back piece here that we ain't gonna eat. That's going to Charlie, our dog. Let's just slice into it. Usually I'll slice the spinalis off, but I want to get into this. Whoa, lost a piece. That piece is part of the spinalis. That's mine, baby. Get a little finishing kosher salt on there. There we go. Let's take a bite. Got me a nice little bite right here of the spinalis, the rib cap, the best part. Oh my God, so tender, so juicy, succulent, delicious, all those good adjectives. Too dang good, guys, too dang good.